Episode 9, let's get it. We are in the middle of March Madness as we speak. Last night, Texas hit a buzzer beater, beat NC State. Howard beat UMBC in the play-in games. Right now, Lehigh and Prairie View's at halftime. We talked about it earlier, but great game. And that's for 16 seeds, I'm sure. And then you got Miami of Ohio versus SMU tonight. A lot of exciting stuff. The next couple days, I'm sure we'll all be pretty locked into what's going on. But Mason, how many brackets you fill out?
I got two brackets, and they are both perfect.
Both perfect. You picked the same teams in both of your brackets.
I just went. I'm figuring they give me $2 million if I get them both perfect instead of just one.
That's a smart thinking, honestly. You should probably fill out as many as you can.
Yeah,
that's been my running joke all week. Is like when people ask me how many brackets, I'm like, you can only pick all the right games once. So I got one bracket, and I'm gonna live and die by it. But you got two. That's a power play. Well, let's jump right in. This is something I want to bring up before we dive into like the brackets and the matchups and stuff. I want to focus specifically on like the Big East. Like, I don't know if you remember a time when like the Big East used to have, I mean, they'd get 8 teams in this thing sometimes. But right now, the Big East got 3 teams in, which I feel like is a snub to how good of a basketball conference that is. But UConn and St. John's got in from the Big East, and they're in the same quadrant of the bracket. They're in the East. The East
UConn
region.
don't want to see them.
And I feel like it's a slap in the face. And then Villanova's the other team that got in out of the Big East. But, you know, there was a time, well, and also back in the day, the Big East looked a lot different. But still, it's kind of sad for me to see a basketball conference like that kind of fall from grace.
UConn does not want St. John's again. They're going to beat the snot out of them this year.
So I'll bring this up since you said that. St. John's, this is the only issue I have with this bracket, seeding wise, because I don't know enough about it to be like, oh, they need to be higher or whatever. St. John's has a better record than UConn. They beat UConn in the Big East championship game by 20 points, like 72-52. And then somehow St. John's is a 5 seed and UConn is a 2 seed. What am I missing? What am I missing?
St. John's dogged them. The last 2 times they played, I don't know about the other time, but
better record and won the conference and beat them by 20.
Yeah. Both were technically at home for St. John's, considering the championship was like in New York City, but
I didn't know that. But still, that can't factor that much in at all, if it factors in at all. And like, it's not a difference in like a 3 or a 4 or a 2 and a 3, like a 2 and a 5. Like, come on, that's a slap in the face. But we'll see how it plays out. I mean, they might hit the nail on the head and St. John's is upset right off the rip.
They might have picked them. I don't know.
They might. And let's stay in that East region, because this is something that I wanted to bring to your attention. The East region's loaded, specifically with coaches that have gotten it done in the past. Bill Self, Dan Hurley, Tom Izzo, Rick Pitino, and then Jon Scheyer. He hadn't won a natty yet, but just that, they're all in the same region of the bracket. So you got Bill Self's won 2 natties, 08 and 22. Dan Hurley's won 2 natties, 23, 24 with UConn when they went back to back. And then Tom Izzo's won one. It's been quarter century, more than that, 2000. And then Rick Pitino's won 2, 96 with Kentucky, 13 with Louisville.
It's a little stacked.
And with that being said, that's why I think, I don't know who you picked, but that's why I think the winner of the East region is going to go on and win it all.
I have to disagree. I mean, yeah, you're probably right now that I think about it.
That is loaded. Like, that's such a gauntlet. And then Jon Scheyer, you know, he's coaches for Duke, but he hasn't won a natty as a head coach, but he's won one as an assistant when he coached under Krzyzewski.
Okay.
So that's pretty interesting to me. Like, I don't know how they decide who goes where, but like to load up that many elite coaches and that many great teams into one region of the bracket seems
that's loaded. Hey,
yeah,
it means good basketball.
I agree. I think we're in for some good basketball. Also, did you know? I didn't know this until I read this earlier, but Rick Pitino won a natty with Kentucky and Louisville. Never realized that.
No, I didn't even know that.
I mean, could you imagine if Dabo goes down to Columbia and wins a natty with South Carolina in 15 years?
Oh, they'd love him then.
Would you hate him or love him?
Hate him, probably.
You hate
my
him now.
hatred. Yeah. He wouldn't do that.
So obviously we follow Clemson pretty heavy. You went there. What do you foresee as like the peak for the Tigers in this thing, and like what's the worst case scenario?
Honestly, I think ceiling is around 32. Florida's losing Friday. I don't see Clemson beating Florida.
No chance.
No chance.
Like literally no chance.
Yeah.
Then so what'd you say?
Well, Jazz got a brutal draw. I mean,
It is a brutal draw, and I don't know much about Iowa.
They should have got the 7. Clemson should have got the 7 seed. But we were the first team to get the 8 seed, which is we didn't want that. 7 seed, we'd have played somebody a little bit easier, like Missouri or somebody. But they gave it to Miami. Miami got the 7 seed over Clemson, so
that is a little bit of a slap in the face, because I thought after we beat North Carolina in the quarters of the ACC tournament, I was like, that's going to lock us up for at least a 7.
We lost in the same round of the tournament, and they got killed by Virginia. We got beat by 11 to Duke.
Yeah.
And they gave Miami the 7 seed instead of Clemson. So.
And then Duke ended up winning it all, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, that kind of goes back to me. It's like, I don't know how all this works as far, and I know they talk about like quad wins and stuff, so I don't know near enough about it.
Oh, neither.
Thank God that's not a thing in college football either. Could you imagine the arguments to like, the conference toxicity is already enough. Could you imagine like, y'all hadn't had a quad 1 win since 2000, which we probably wouldn't have had a quad 1 win since 2018.
Oh yeah.
But what I think makes everybody love March Madness is the potential for the Cinderella stories and stuff. Teams that you obviously just have never heard of sometimes go on a run all the way into like all of a sudden they're playing primetime slot against like one of the best teams in the country. And you're like, how did this team, Florida Gulf Coast, end up in this spots?
Yeah.
Do you foresee any major Cinderella runs this year? The experts are saying no. What do you kind of think?
I'll tell you what the experts saying right now. I got some. I'm looking at my bracket here. Yeah, I got some big ones. First of all, out of the East to the Elite Eight, I have South Florida, the hottest team in basketball. They're on some kind of winning streak. They're gonna win the first game against somebody. Louisville, easy.
Beat Louisville.
Then they are gonna upset Michigan State. Then they're gonna upset UCLA, who upsets UConn. And then they lose to Duke in the Elite Eight, but they get there.
I don't hate that at all. That'd be fun to see. What seed is UCLA? I don't have the bracket up in front of me.
South Florida's an 11.
I mean, that's normally. It does seem like there's always like a 12 to 7, 8 seed team that will make a push to the Elite Eight like every year. Sometimes
they're absolutely going to lose tomorrow at 1:30.
Well, hopefully that's not in the money moves later.
No.
I got a couple Cinderellas, but I'll say this is my favorite one. I'm staying in the state of Florida with it. I say UCF. They've got UCLA, which I think is a very winnable game for them. I don't know. They might just be a 3.5 point underdogs or something like that. But I think if they can win that game, then this is the only wild card to this Cinderella run is they've got to somehow pull an upset against UConn, which would be tough because UConn's good. But if UCF, I think they beat UCLA. If they upset UConn, then all of a sudden they'll get either like Michigan State or Louisville in the Sweet 16.
Or South Florida.
And like, so with that being said, like that's very winnable games for all of a sudden, like they had one crazy upset against UConn. I get that's like a long shot, but you get past that and all of a sudden UCF's in the Elite Eight. And, like, I don't think that's that far-fetched. That's one upset and then 2 other games that are winnable.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know much about Central Florida, but...
Oh, I don't know anything about them. I was just looking at the round. Yeah, I have no idea. They might suck. They might score 36.
That's good stuff.
You got another Cinderella?
Oh, yeah. Who is it? I got 3. Well, I got 2 more. One that I love, like I'm all over it, is 9 seed Utah State.
Okay.
On the West. So they're going to win. They got Villanova 8-9. They're going to beat Villanova, and then they're going to beat the number 1 seed Arizona. And then I mean, they have a tough draw. I
But
could see
hey,
Elite Eight as well.
they say what iron sharpens iron.
That's right.
Is that the saying? So I mean, you win a couple of those tough ones, all of a sudden that big bad Arizona doesn't look too big and bad anymore.
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
my other Cinderella here, to me, that always seems like there's like an East Coast 12 seed that like didn't like Furman a couple years ago
Oh yeah.
go on a little run. This year, I think it's High Point.
Oh,
So High Point plays Wisconsin. Wisconsin kind of a lot of people think they're going to make a run, which makes me think they're
they're
not
not.
because right Vegas is licking their chops on this. But I think
Yeah.
High Point. I think they led the CAA in like what was the stat? Forced turnovers. They forced the most turnovers at anybody in the conference, and then they played. I think they were like top 5 in the country at like shots taken with most time on the shot clock. They play really fast. So, and that's kind of what it takes to like upset some teams, like have them out of sorts, turn the ball over, and then score quick. All of a sudden, you go on a 10-0 run, and then Wisconsin's like calling timeouts and trying to figure out what's going on. So, and then if
Wisconsin's
they
on a
win
lot
that,
of people's board to go deep. You're going against it.
I'm going against it there, and I didn't pick that in my bracket. So, my brain says Wisconsin's going to win that game, but my heart says that High Point can upset them, and then they get like Arkansas or Hawaii.
Yeah,
I think it's winnable. So I'd like to see High Point go on a run. I don't know much about them. I just know that and I've said they play in the CAA. It was Big South. I'm still mad that College of Charleston didn't make the tournament.
Who won the CAA?
Hofstra.
I got them upsetting somebody.
Bad call.
Alabama. I got to beat Alabama.
I hate to break it to you, but there was not one good team in the CAA this year.
Got to tell you the biggest lock of the tournament.
Let's hear it.
It's whoever wins tonight, Miami of Ohio or SMU, is beating Tennessee on Friday. Tennessee
I can see that.
is bad. They're going to get whooped by either one of those teams. Go ahead and lock it in.
I don't hate that. Tennessee's like a sitting duck. Especially, I feel like you're in an advantage playing the playing game a little bit. Like, I know you're not as rested, but like you do get in that. Because what did Tennessee lose probably a week and a half ago in the SEC?
Yeah, they got
tournament.
Out of them.
So it's like they hadn't played basketball in at least, I don't know what the time, but at least a week probably. So, and I got one more. This is the one that it's not a super Cinderella because they are a pretty high seed, but I have Texas Tech just making a run to the Final Four. I think they're a 5 seed, and I actually did some digging to come up with this take, but every year you see it. There's a team that's like got a lot of seniors, big team, plays like great defense, and that's what Texas Tech does. I mean, Texas Tech's like, I think they were one of the oldest teams in the Big 12. They were top 15 all year in defensive efficiency. So when you pair a bunch of seniors that play good defense, you start believing, you win a couple of games, all of a sudden you're the hottest team in the tournament. So I think Texas Tech's going to the Final Four.
Yeah, I got one more too in my Elite Eight. I got the Elite Eights all messed up. And I just want to say this just in case it happens, so it's on record. And it's Iowa going to the Elite Eight. I think Iowa stomps Clemson Friday at 6:50. And then I see them beat. There's no way Florida goes back to back. Florida's been too flawed this year. I think Iowa beats Florida and then beats Vanderbilt and then runs into Houston and loses. But the Hawkeyes,
they're kind of the same. There's a lot of these teams that if they can get past that major roadblock, that is like a Florida or in UCF's case like a UConn, if they can get past those major giants and like all of a sudden they're freaking in the Elite Eight with like a winnable game all of a sudden. I like that. You hadn't said anything that I disagreed with, but well,
I'm ready.
The Hofstra take I didn't love. I think Hofstra sucks.
I'll switch it to Alabama then.
That's in my opinion. Like,
we're good now.
I don't think there was a single CAA team that was worth a shit this year. That's in my opinion. Like Hofstra's terrible. College of Charleston was the biggest.
But I know Alabama's terrible too, and I was just basing off of that.
Well, to your point though, Bama just had some players get arrested, so I don't know. I hadn't followed that closely enough to know if they're like how big of a hit that is. But they did get arrested. So I want to bring up some like key matchups to watch over the next 2 days the round of 64 is one of the greatest days in sports. But there's some good games too. Like I know we're talking all these like Cinderella stuff, but like there's some legitimate like really good games. I think North Carolina versus VCU is like that's going to be a North
Yeah,
Carolina. You don't know what you're going to get with the Tar Heels.
they're gonna lose. They're hurt.
They're hurt and like
Well, he's hurt.
yeah, their guy. But it's like one week they look great and they dominate some of these middle of the road ACC teams. Then when you put them in like Cameron Indoor was the time I really watched them play and they got blown out. I think I think they're severely overrated in my
Yeah.
opinion. But I think that game against VCU will be. I don't think either one of those teams wins the next game. But that'll be a good game to watch. UCLA versus UCF. I brought it up earlier. That's going to be a dog fight too. Kentucky Santa Clara. Just one to keep an eye on.
Never loves the first round.
And Kentucky's not great this year.
I have them losing that game, by the way.
And Santa Clara, that's another thing too. It's almost like when you are a team like Santa Clara and you draw a Kentucky, it doesn't matter if Kentucky's on a down year. Like that is your Super Bowl, so to speak.
They're licking their chops right now.
They're going to throw the kitchen sink at Kentucky. Kentucky's not where they have been in the past to be able to guarantee an answer to it. They might just get beat. And then Ohio State TCU 8-9 matchup that I think's pretty enticing. Two teams that have had good basketball teams in the past.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I'm excited.
Oh,
let's dive into your bracket.
Okay,
I want to hear your Final Four right now.
Final Four. I got Duke, Houston, Purdue, Michigan. 1-2, 1-2. I got all those upsets at the top, but at the end of the day, the better teams prevail.
I was gonna say because you gave out like 3 or 4 Cinderellas to the Elite Eight, so I'm thinking like so it's literally
all
like
run into the 1 and 2 seed, and it's over.
So your Elite Eight's like 1 versus 10, 2 versus 9,
yes,
1 versus 12.
Pretty much.
I like that though. I mean, that's how it shakes out. This stuff's so unpredictable. I feel like there's no such thing as like a bad bracket or a bad pick. And
Mine looking pretty perfect.
Yeah. So far, you don't see a loss.
I ain't lost yet.
So what are the matchups in that?
Duke versus Houston, which Duke will win. Purdue versus Michigan, which I got Purdue changed about 10 minutes ago. And Purdue beating Duke.
Boilermakers.
Year of the Boilermaker. One of the hottest teams in NCAA right now. Purdue winning the Big Ten. There's a rematch with Michigan in the Final Four. I love it.
That's going to be hype. I hope that it gets to that. 1-2, 1-2 would be pretty elite and electric. Was it all number 1s last year?
Yeah, last year it was. So it's still some 2s this year to shake it up. Yeah.
Before I give my Final Four, and then we'll go from there, I want to know who you... Wait, did you just say who was going to win it all?
Yeah, Purdue.
Okay. Well, before I give my Final Four and tell what I think, I just want to shout out the 24 and counting people who got into the 8 Eyes, No Lies bracket challenge. We appreciate it. No money involved, obviously, because this is not a legal gambling site. But no, we just wanted to do it for fun, have something that we can talk about and discuss. And as this thing gets going, hopefully be able to bring some guests on to either defend themselves for a terrible take or come in here and talk some shit because they have this one. Yeah. So
next time we meet, it'll be the Sweet 16. So we'll bring people on then.
Perfect. Yeah. So I hope everyone has made it 20 minutes into this episode to hear me say this. I meant to mention that at the beginning, but we appreciate everybody for filling out a bracket. And I hate that you ran into the buzzsaw that is my bracket. And I will say that I have Duke, Florida, Purdue, and Texas Tech in the Final Four. And I have Duke beating Florida and then Texas Tech beating Purdue. Wait, is that right? I can't remember. I started talking. I was like, I don't remember if I had Texas Tech actually winning that game. Yes. Okay. So Duke beating Texas Tech to win the Natty. I mean, it's going to happen. So buckle up, Red Raider fans. It's about to be a fun ride until you run into Boozer and the Duke
Boozer. What a dog.
I think Duke's the best team, which doesn't always mean anything in basketball.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Great. I like it. I like Duke. But it's got Duke in the Natty, so that means they're definitely not going to.
Yeah, here comes Ohio State versus Clemson in the Natty.
No.
Just kidding. All right. Now we'll head over to some NIT talk.
Oh.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Name one team. Name one team in the NIT right now.
Did Florida State make it? They should have. I assume that's what I picked to win.
Why do they still have that?
Hold up.
Let me look that
Look
up.
at the bracket.
I don't even think you can find one.
We're going to find it. I got it.
You found the NIT bracket? While we're on it, just give me some notables in the NIT.
Oh, we got the number one seeds are Auburn. Wait, bruh. They've already played?
It's over.
Somebody's already played. Yeah.
Is that from last year?
New Mexico.
Okay.
Wake Forest is a 1 seed.
Ooh.
And Tulsa are the 4 number ones.
Do you think
Florida
the
State's
NIT?
not make it.
Florida State's not in.
I think my winner, I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. NIT winner. Give me Dayton. The Dayton Flyers.
Because Dayton might be the only team in the NIT that's going to take it serious.
Yeah, Dayton's going to go all in for it.
Do you think the NIT's become like a bowl game?
Probably even less than that.
Like a spring game?
I mean, why would you even participate?
I remember, what was it, 2013 when Clemson made that run and made it to the Final Four of the NIT, and we were playing in Madison Square Garden, and I think the game was on ACC Network.
Yeah, we got yeah.
That was when we had KJ McDaniels and stuff. That was what a time to be a Clemson basketball fan.
We should have won that year.
The NIT that slipped. I think we hung a banner for Final Four of the NIT.
Of course we did.
That's what you get for Brad Brownell. But we'll extend him for 35 years. But we'll see when we get our ass kicked by Iowa here. When do we play, tomorrow or the day after?
Friday at 6:50, just in time for you to get home and get you a cold one.
Yeah, you're going to need more than one to watch that. We'll call it a basketball team.
It's going to the Elite Eight.
So that's, as far as the March Madness talk goes, that's about all I got as far as previewing it, but without getting super in detail with some of these teams. You got anything you want to add, just in general, or let's go with this. What is the one thing you don't want to see happen?
I don't want to see UConn touch the daggone thing. I can't stand that man. I hate that man.
Oh,
what's his name?
Hurley.
Yeah,
Don Hurley, Dan Hurley.
I can't stand him.
Well, you had to sit through back to back.
Yeah, I don't think I watched it, but I didn't hate him till after that. Actually, I didn't know who he was till after that.
Yeah. You sure you're not talking about UConn's women's coach?
No, that's what's his name.
Yeah, he sucks too, though.
I'm talking about the bald dude.
Yeah, okay.
What's all the time?
Yeah, you can't stand it.
I can't.
I thought you were talking about, because I don't like UConn's women's coach either. That dude's
Gene.
Yeah.
That's Gene.
I don't like it. He's a smart ass.
I don't know. Who gonna win the women?
UConn women, they gonna win it all, though.
They gonna win it all?
Dude, they're minus 200. They're minus 250 to win to win. It's lock of the year.
Can't beat them Gamecocks.
While we're the Gamecocks are plus 800. So they're capable, but UConn's gonna be tough to beat. But while we're on this, I saw where you aren't gonna know anything about what I'm about to say because no one does. But I thought this was hilarious. So apparently Penn State is so good at college wrestling that the national championship tournament of college wrestling is going on right now. You can't even bet on Penn State.
What?
The Vegas lines are betting on which team's going to come in second. It'll be champion excluding Penn State.
Wow.
So, because there's 16 1 seeds in the individual bracket, and Penn State has 12 of the 16 1 seeds.
Wow.
Anyway, that was random. I saw that the other day on came up on ESPN. So
they have a history of being good at wrestling.
What's that?
They have a history of being good at wrestling.
Yeah, Big Jerry. He was a little out of his weight class. Anyway, we won't get into all that. But we always like to talk about what's the greatest college teams of all time. No one ever talks about Penn State's wrestling team, which I think is
time to have that conversation.
Yeah, we're not ready for that. Speaking of other sports, I want to just jump right into our top 5 segment while we're on it right now. It's probably the earliest we've ever done this. We got Mason's Money Moves coming up later, so stay tuned. I got a little bit of a rant I want to go on about the World Baseball Classic, and then got some Dolphins news, but that's to come. Right now, we're going to focus on top 5 athletes that could have been relevant / decent at another sport that is not their own. You want me to start with number 5?
Go ahead.
So I kind of took a cop out with this one because everybody said, and I don't know how serious you took this and stuff. Like some of mine are kind of hilarious. I got to laugh when I wrote them down. But number 5, I got LeBron playing tight end in the NFL. I mean, everybody says it, but like it's true. Like I just feel like other than I don't know if he would be able to handle the contact with how he likes to bitch and moan and flop around, but he's got the size and definitely the athleticism.
He's a big old dude.
I can't imagine any DBs are going to be going up for a jump ball and coming down with it, going up against LeBron. So I'm going LeBron at 5 playing tight end.
For sure. I got Russell Westbrook at running back. Wow. I don't know. I just like he looks fast.
So I want to let everybody know that we did not discuss this beforehand at all, which is wild that my 4 is Russell Westbrook playing wide receiver in the NFL.
Dang.
So the funny that we both, because you agree, like he's like probably the most freakishly athletic basketball player maybe I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So he's 6'4", 200 pounds. So if he played running back, he'd be like Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I got to play. Yeah, he might be like could you imagine somebody his size and athleticism playing like a McCaffrey type deal?
It'd be over.
And I feel like he's tough enough to take some hits too. That he's not afraid to get in there. That's pretty wild that we both.
I know.
Didn't discuss this at all. I just sent you the topic, and we both had Russell Westbrook in there.
Just went for it. I was like, I think I've heard that before. He would be a good. I just remembered it from somewhere.
I just think he's such a good athlete.
Yeah.
But so, what's your number 4?
Number 4, another running back, and I think this is common sense. One with Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world, at running back. Why not?
They use some critical thinking right there.
I was like, running back fast. Let's give it to the fastest man in the world up the middle.
He's not a little guy either. Like you bulk him up a little bit. I don't hate that. I would, or like maybe him on like punt covers team, just flying down there and nailing the guy, catching the punt. I like that. So my number 3, this is where I kind of went off the rails a little bit, but I like John Morant sharpshooting in the Olympics.
Oh, wow!
I think the proof is in the pudding. Like we've seen it. He's comfortable with the firearm in his hand. I think that, I picture him standing up there with like none of the equipment like that guy. Who was the guy just shooting with like in the Olympics? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, yeah. And now I'm actually kind of scared where you're going to go next. Because something just popped into my mind.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say because I think you might have it.
Okay. We'll see. Maybe not. They get more tame after that.
I don't even know if I should say that because this is bad. But
okay. Well, maybe I do go a little bit more tame, but I stayed in just like the goofy, like I didn't
I'll
take
start for the end.
Yeah.
But anyways, my next one, it probably shouldn't even count. But Jameis Winston as a pitcher. He played pitcher.
Yep.
So I was like, it's probably a cop out, but
no, but that's like a legit one. Yours are actually legit. I kind of let myself down, but
all right.
I like my next 2 a lot because they do make sense.
Okay.
So my number 2 is Trevor Lawrence as a superstar in the WWE.
Wow.
He's got the long hair. He's pretty jacked. I think you give him a cool name like Sunshine and just let him go in there. He's got the Triple H hair already. Just let him be. He'd be a great heel. I think he'd be a great villain.
I think so.
They did it right. Sunshine. Yeah, big dude.
All right. I like at tight end Zion Williamson. I mean, just kind of similar to LeBron. Fat, big,
just in the way.
Throw him the ball.
It'd be very tough to tackle Zion.
Very.
So I like that one. Well, with the way the Dolphins are making moves in the
we might
free
get him.
agency, don't count it out.
Yeah, we might get him. I hope.
So my number 1, I think this is like an old joke, especially people that watch hockey are probably not going to take, like, people are going to be like, oh, this is old news or whatever. But Vince Wilfork as an NHL goalie.
That's
Plop
fair.
that fat sucker right in front of the net. He ain't even got to move. I mean, how big's the net?
That's big. I mean, not as big as him.
That's what I'm saying. Just like getting away.
I like
put
it.
hockey pads on Vince Wilfork. Yeah. I mean, that speaks for itself.
I love it. I'm not gonna say that one. My number 5 is Bryce Harper at quarterback.
Number 1.
What I put? What
You
I
said number 5.
Okay.
You started over.
Jimmy these aluminum cups. Bryce Harper at quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Tall guy. I saw him play
Yeah.
baseball the other night. I was like, it's a big old dude.
Yeah.
So I was,
He could probably
freaking sling it.
He'd be like he's definitely got the moxie to sit back there and take hits and stuff.
Yeah. I was going Henry Ruggs as a NASCAR driver.
Yes. I thought you were gonna say something like Michael Vick in like the dog show or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
didn't
or
know where we were
like
going.
Tyreek Hill is like an MMA fighter or something.
Yeah, true. Myles Garrett is a lumberjack.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be a good one.
God, there's a lot of good ones we could say here.
Yeah, good point. Like I was just going off of when I should have kept going when John Morant sharpshooting. I should have kept going, but those have been good ones. I'm trying to think of some other funny ones, but anyway.
Well, we can cut this out. I gotta get my charger from the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. But
I don't know. I'm trying to think of some more
I know some
good
brutal
ones. Because that was fun. The one that got a little unhinged right there.
I'm trying to think of where I could go with like the Deshaun Watson angle, but
Yeah.
I can't think of any sports where what his skill set would be needed for.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we get too carried away, and you mentioned Bryce Harper, speaking of baseball, want to give a World Baseball Classic update. Last time I talked to you, I think we were, I don't even know. Maybe we just got beat by Italy or something. But for those of you that haven't been watching, we beat the Dominican Republic in the semifinal game 2-1. It was electric. That was probably the best team in the tournament other than us, in my opinion, on paper. Dominican Republic had a freaking loaded lineup with the guys that can hit a bunch of home runs. So I was feeling pretty good that once we got through that we'd be able to beat Venezuela in the championship, and we absolutely laid an egg at the plate last night. I think there was a span where we were like 1 for 23 with like 14 strikeouts or something stupid like that. That's not dead on accurate, but and you brought up Bryce Harper. He was the only highlight last night. He hit an absolute nuke in the bottom of the 8th to tie the game up 2-2. Only for us to lay an egg at the mound and give up the third run to Venezuela and lose the game 3-2. Here's the only thing I want to say before I get in. I followed this very closely. I was like pretty fired up. I love when the USA competes as a country. I love when our best athletes come together and go against other countries. Like I want us to kick everybody's ass so bad. But I was very disappointed in like how we handle the World Baseball Classic compared to the other countries.
Yes.
Like you can just tell it's everything to them. And like,
yeah,
we're out here like it just looks like the effort level's not as high, the intensity's not as high. It's like it's just like it does feel like it's just spring training. And like we got pitchers on these strict pitch counts, and like we're pulling people when they're hot just to save their arm for the MLB season. And like these other teams are emptying the tank, everything they got to beat us, and like we're just not answering the call. So it's disappointing that the Venezuela, what are people from Venezuela called? I don't know. What are they called?
Venezuelans.
Venezuelans. Sure.
Yeah.
It sounds great. It pisses me off that they get to go the next 3 years believing that they're the best nation for baseball when it's the U.S. Like, give me a break.
Hey, we did kill their president, though.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. So, until they get ours,
yeah,
we'll be one up.
It's 1-1.
Yeah, but like, we have the best baseball players. Like, I don't feel like there's any debate to it. It's just like, why can't we make it? I don't know. It bothers me because especially when the media all week was asking all these players, like, what would you rather win, the World Series or the World Baseball Classic? And a lot of the foreign players were saying the World Baseball Classic means more than the World Series. And that's not how it's supposed to be. And I feel like if USA was winning that tournament consistently like they should, people wouldn't think that. We need to take, you remember like when you were a kid and like if you were beating the shit out of somebody at something over and over and over and over, they all of a sudden didn't care about that thing anymore. I don't care. This is a
Yeah.
stupid game. That's how I want us to do the World Baseball Classic, where we win it every year and the outcome's it's like the President's Cup.
Yeah.
Like the Ryder Cup, the only reason that the Europeans get so hyped for the Ryder Cup is because they know that they can beat us. But the President's Cup, like, we kill those international guys every year, and it's like, it's not a thing. And that's how the World Baseball Classic should be. That's the end of my rant. I hate that we have to wait till 2029 to watch it again, but do better. Like, we got Aaron Judge and freaking everybody else.
I thought we did that every year.
No, it's just every 3. That's another thing too. It's like it's only every 3 years, and you got the Padres are like, oh, don't pitch Mason Miller as a closer. Like, we want to save his arm for opening day. It's like who cares about the Padres, dude? This is America. Let's win the World Baseball Classic.
I agree.
Anyway, opening day's around the corner. I'm sure.
At least Canada didn't win.
Canada sucks.
There we go.
Canada sucks. Which they did make it out of the group stage, I think. So
yeah,
we beat them. We beat Canada. I can't believe we lost. So we lose to Italy and Venezuela. That's just
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And I get it. Like, baseball's weird. Like, anybody can beat anybody. You know, you don't have to, like, you can't look me in the face and tell me that Venezuela has a better team than us. But they beat us. It meant more to them. I don't know. But while we're on the topic of things that annoy me, let's go to something that annoys you. Dolphins trade away Jalen Waddle. Who's left? Y'all got anybody left on that team, or is it like volunteer only? Or?
So I spoke to the organization this morning, and yeah, they don't care anymore. They're
really,
they're looking elsewhere for other things to do. So I think what we're gonna do is drop down to the league.
Okay.
Because we just can't hang with the big boys anymore.
Dude, that'd be a huge get for the ACC.
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. They just join with the Hurricanes. I don't know. I mean, Carson Beck might as well throw him on the Dolphins.
True. Yeah, Malik Willis
sucks. I mean, just we suck.
I just can't I can't wrap my head around the fact, like, you make a pretty big move getting rid of Tua and bringing in Malik Willis. Like, wouldn't you want to have a receiver for him to throw to?
Yeah. I think we throwing a Hingle McCringleberry.
I'm telling you, donkey teeth.
I mean, I don't know who's we throwing to. Achane every play, I guess.
That's like, and then he's on the last year of his contract. Like, I'm not so sure that he doesn't get dealt at some point.
He's gone. I don't know. We still got to pay these players too that we're getting rid of.
So I'm going to read you your wide receiver room right now. Malik Washington.
Nice.
Theo, how do you say his last name? Weiss.
Sure.
AJ Henning, Taj Washington, and Jalen Tolbert. Tutu Atwell and Terrace Marshall Jr. And y'all have, dude, you have. Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say you have 4 tight ends on your roster, and one of them get out of there. Had some hockey highlights play on my thing, but you have 4 tight ends on the roster, and one of them was named Cole Turner. I thought that was maybe the Clemson Cole Turner, but it is not.
Oh no. I mean, I would be surprised
at this point, right? That's kind of where we are. But I mean,
what pick did the Broncos have? Because we got the Broncos pick 30th.
I was gonna say it had to be because they made it to the AFC Championship game.
So I mean, we got 2 picks in the first round, so we'll be
What are you picking, like 11? You picking 11?
11. Let's see what receivers are available.
So I'll ask you, as a Dolphins fan, based on the information that you have right now, like, is this a total rebuild, or like, is there still hope that you win, maybe make backdoor a wild card next year, or are you expecting like just a full 4 to 5 year thing where you just get all new players?
I mean, this seems like it's total rebuild this year. Just sell the team pretty much.
That's what it seems like too. If you'd have told me 4 weeks ago, write down the 10 best Dolphins players on the roster right now, I'd have wrote them down, and then today I'd probably be able to mark 8 of those 10 off. Like, you've given away all of your best players.
I will say it does look like Carnell Tate from Ohio State will be on the board when we pick at 11. I hope. I mean, that would be a good draft pick.
That'd be a great get. That would make. And then if you pair that with you got rid of Chubb, so you probably need some defensive players. If you pair that with a defensive end from a Big Ten school or something, then it'd be a good draft.
Yeah, we need too much with only 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, so weird though, because it seems like from the outside looking in, from my opinion, it seems like y'all decided to rebuild like very late.
Uh, we want
Up
them to
until
take it to
this,
art or something.
up until like this week, it almost seemed like
Maybe that's what the coach wants. Maybe he just wants a clean slate when he
that's
starts.
a ballsy play with how quick coaches get fired now
I'm gonna
too.
say
It's
it's an
like,
easy way to get fired.
yeah, when you think, because then I mean, if you're rebuilding, like the whole organization has to be behind you, and then everybody you got to trust that the front office is going to be patient with you because
Well,
these rebuilds do take time.
yeah,
But maybe not. I mean, maybe Malik Willis comes out and is like prime Lamar Jackson, and all of a sudden, like these young players start making plays, and you guys are nasty.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of give you a little bit of hope.
No, I'd go 3-14 this year. It's gonna be a miserable football season for you, boy.
I really hope not. But I sat through it. I've sat through many, especially, I mean, 2 years ago, Jags. I mean, everybody's saying we're going to win the AFC South and contend for like maybe the AFC Championship game. We won 4 games, so it's tough.
Well,
It's
dang.
tough. So it's really hard to find your team when you're in like mid-November and you've only won 2 games. It's so hard to find them on TV.
Yeah, that's gone.
It's hard to watch them.
I'm about to catch him on Thursday night.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if y'all are like us, they'll just send you to Europe for like 3 of your games, and you get to watch that
I
at the
know.
crack of dawn.
They ought to.
But let's jump into why everybody's still watching. Money moves. Mason, you got some locks for us this week. I'm looking forward to making some money on maybe some March Madness, maybe a little bit of something else.
All
So,
three.
enlighten us.
First one, I'm rocking with in-state peeps here. I got Furman against UConn, who I don't believe is very good, and Furman plus 21.5.
Got them covering.
Got them covering.
Rolled
I like.
in.
I don't think UConn is as good as people think. They beat Furman by 19.
I like it. By 19.
16-50.
Furman's always got like a white guy that can shoot the three.
Yeah,
It
I
always
like.
seems like.
I think they're gonna give UConn a run for it.
I'd like to see it.
Next, I got Missouri. You could take a money line if you want. I got a plus 1.5 against Miami. Again, I got beef with Miami right now with them putting the 7th seed over.
I don't think Miami's that good at all.
I think Missouri looked good against Kentucky the other day. I think Missouri wins that one.
I don't hate that at all.
And you're gonna hate this one. I got Hofstra plus 11.5.
Hofstra could cover, but they will not win that game.
I think Hofstra covers 11.5 against Bama.
Hofstra plus 11.5.
And that's March. That's it for you.
Bang. This is March. This is your one shining moment, Mason.
That's right. Then I'll have Friday to bet too.
Well, I like all those actually, except I don't love the Hofstra one. They could cover. I just don't see them beating Bama unless Bama's.
You just got beef.
I hate Hofstra. They suck. College of Charleston and UNC Wilmington did the whole tournament a disservice by losing in the CAA tournament. Those are the only two teams that were relevant, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I would love to see Hofstra lay an egg. But I will say this. Every take I've made on this show, every single one has freezing cold.
So take them. Bet them with your life.
Going back to Sam Darnold, I've yet to really nail one. I did decent with the free agency. Like I've called a lot of like where Kyler Murray was going to go. I called that. I called Malik. Well, you called Malik Willis coming to Miami, but I'll take credit because I was agreeing to it.
Yeah.
And then ETN, I knew we were going to deal ETN. I've been saying that since the season ended. But when it comes to actually picking the games and telling you who's going to win, do not listen to what I say.
Gotcha. Good to know.
I couldn't know less. So Texas Tech is probably not going to the Final Four. Just kidding. My bracket is. Other than that,
yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna win a lot of money. March Madness.
I think so. So we'll be joining back here during the Sweet 16. You said.
Yeah. It's a week away.
So it'll be good. That's when it gets. That's when you had the most to talk about. I think.
Yeah.
This was just
A lot of speculation right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be talking about a Cinderella maybe winning the Sweet 16 game or something. I don't know.
Maybe the Fighting Brownells will still be in there.
Maybe so. Maybe you never know, but I doubt it.
So if you somehow made it to this far into this video, no one ever does this. I don't even know why I say this, but comment your Cinderellas and
Cinderella.
comment your Cinderella team and the round that they make it to.
That's right.
Be interesting to see what everybody's got, but and we'll keep an eye on these brackets because I'm looking forward to knowing who's got what and who's got who going where.
That's right.
But let's get into some AJ golf. I know that's a touchy subject right now. The boys have been playing like ass, but they'll get over it. I think that better days are ahead. You can't play much worse than the fellas have been playing, but we'll get them right. What's coming up?
Putting practice.
Putting
They
practice.
are 2 weeks in a row with no golf bags. They have a putter and 2 balls. That's all they have for 2 weeks.
I like it.
When they can't putt. But I mean, we got next week. We play Central Page on the beast of a team right now. Look at that. It looks like this one looks like David and Goliath at this point.
Kind of limping in there against a powerhouse opponent.
Yeah, I'm taking a bunch of young ones too. So I'm taking some ones with a little bit better attitude and
That's
letting the
another thing
Powder
too.
stay at home for a day.
Well, that's a pretty good call. I think sometimes lesson learned when you expectations are so high and you come and kind of lay an egg early and then
They think they the stuff. I'm trying to knock them down.
yeah. Well, I mean that's another thing too. Like the putting practice is like to me it's like since we're in March when compared to basketball, it's like the conditioning part of basketball. It's like it's
Yeah.
absolutely essential, but it's the part that sucks.
Oh, they hate it. They whine and they complain, but hey,
Yeah. But that's you can save 5 shots especially in a 9-hole match when like
oh gosh, it's top to bottom too. And they none of them can put.
yeah. So
And that's and it kills me because that's the best part of my game. I watch them putt. I'm like, man, all they gotta do is hit in the hole.
yeah. It's a little bit of probably like putting a lot of pressure on themselves and
Oh, I mean, it's not. I mean, not gonna
kind of
act like it's easy to do. It's just they don't ever practice it, you know.
right. You can't force the ball in the hole, and when you get nervous, the harder you try to force it in there, it ain't gonna go in. And then that's why when you practice, you can have something to rely on, you know?
That's right. But 1 and 3 start. Gonna be 1 and 4 because we're taking basically a B team up next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's pretty disappointing, but
Hey, I'm on the hot seat.
they'll get right. Yeah,
Oh,
fire your
Dabo. I
ass.
like Dabo right now, man. I mean, you look. Look. They have the talent. We just ain't shown it yet.
Right, right. You've seen a lot of good things on tape.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of good things on tape. We just ain't put it all together yet. So.
Tyler from Spartanburg said, "Fire your ass."
Please, I'm begging. My buyout be huge.
I have no doubt that y'all will turn it around. I'm just curious when it's gonna happen, and it'll be a good month of April and May for the Vols, I feel like.
I hope so. Hey, we just need a day in May. Career it.
It's only up from here. Yeah, I mean, AJ Golf might be the Cinderella story of 2A region golf.
Who knows?
You never know.
They'd accuse us of cheating how we played so far.
Well, I hope you get put in that position where they do because that would be fun to see. But you got anything to add? I mean, this was a shorter episode, but there'll be more to talk about next week. I just wanted to kind of go over March Madness. You got anything you want to add?
I'm all good.
Well,
Go Tigers.
We'll check back in next week after Clemson's still alive in the Sweet 16 and we get to eat our words. Texas Tech gets beat by 30. High Point's Hofstra's in the Final Four or something like that.
But Wright State, look out.
Wright State.
Virginia.
You never know. That is the good thing. That's the beauty of March Madness is like you never know. Anything.
I've called out pretty much every upset just so next week I can come on here. I told you they was going to win.
You rewind to 9 minutes and 14 seconds. I called
that. I told you they was going to lose.
20 minutes later, you said they was going to win, but anyway. Well, we'll catch you next week and enjoy some basketball, everybody.